What's going on, YouTube? Happy Monday. This is going to be a series about how to become a millionaire, series 1. And first let me say, I'm not a millionaire. On the road, but not a millionaire. Not trying to become a millionaire to have flashy cars and say I'm this and say I'm that. No, it's only for family protection. I think that it's very important that when we live in a world like we do today, where recessions happen and people are bad with money and, just emergencies and things that come up, I think that you need to have your financial house in order. So that's just my goal. So I will start this series 1 off with a conversation that I had with a guy the other day. I was getting a trailer hitch put on my van. And as I was talking, and I've learned a long time ago, never judge a book by its cover. You never know who you're talking to, And I was talking to this gentleman, and he was a mechanic. He was the one that was putting the hitch on. And I was back there talking to him, and he said how he's basically retired. I'm like, you're retired, but you're working. He said, look, man, I just had to have something to do. He said, my brother and I started a garbage route. And they started off with one truck, and it was just him and his brother. Then one truck turned into 2 turned into 10, next 12 trucks. Then, he was like, look, I didn't want to handle employees. I didn't want to do that. So this big, large company came in and bought me out. And when they bought me out for a lot of money. I don't have to work anymore. So he was just having something to do. Then he talked to me about how he had this land that his brother and his family inherited, whatever, from his father, and he went and bought the land outright a long time ago at $1,200 an acre. Now that land that he's currently on now is worth $12,000 an acre, and it's a lot of land. But if you see this guy, you would just think, hey, this guy is a mechanic or whatever. You wouldn't get that picture. And that's something that I've learned in life. Sometimes we have this mirage that all rich people are evil. They're stuck up. They're eating out at the finest restaurants. They're driving the best cars and all this other stuff. And sometimes in the mind, this is what we think is the actual thing. To the point where when we're trying to do big things in life, we dress up, we put on the suit, we go put on the glasses, we do what we have to do. And I do it myself too, because that's what a lot of people see as success. That's what a lot of people think is the right thing to do. But really, it's not. And I give you an example. I've used this example before. Let's say you have 2 guys. One is a lawyer and one is a junkyard dealer. Both of them make $500,000 a year. The lawyer, this guy may be his friends. He may be a part of the Chamber of Commerce, and these guys meet every month over at the expensive restaurant. They drink nothing but the most expensive wine. They live on the rich side of town, and drive nothing but the best, the Porsche, the Mercedes, everything's about status. They hang around people who are about status. Oh, I just kind of snorted. They hang around people who were around status. It just kind of goes on and on. That guy right there is spending a lot of money because his kids go to private school and they have to go to private universities. And this is not all of them, but this is kind of like the lifestyle. Doctors are thrown in that also, right? But the junkyard dealer is a guy where people come in, they feel sorry for it. They're like, stay away from me, you're a junkyard dealer, He can live in a middle-class neighborhood. Nobody really pays attention to him. Doesn't really have to buy $2,000 suits in order to go to work. He just kind of goes into work, with the thrift store clothes on or whatever you have. It doesn't have to impress anyone. But the money that he's making, he's keeping most of it. So he's constantly bringing in the freaking truck is bringing in the money, dumping the money in, leaving, and it's not much going back out. So you ask yourself, which one do you want to be? I'm not saying that we all should go out and be junkyard dealers, but what I'm saying is this, is that when money comes in your direction, you don't want to send it back out. It's all about building a strong foundation and retiring strong in the end. It's not about impressing others when you get old and you think of, let's say if you were that lawyer and you get old and you're like, man, why is it that I make $500,000 a year and I have nothing to show for it? I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. So I think that's a lesson that we all need to understand, that it's not about, what the outside looks like. It's about what you're doing inside. It's not about impressing people. It's about impressing yourself. It's about having something in the end. That's what it's about. So I just want to share that tool. You guys chime in, tell me what you think. Some may disagree, some may agree, And and that's all I have to say, guys. So how to become a millionaire series 1. And I would do these every now and then when I feel a lesson is strong enough to talk about. So with that said, guys, thank you guys for watching the channel. Please subscribe. And until next time, signing off.